Sometimes we crave donuts, and sometimes even if it's in the middle of the week, we still do crave it. We don't like to buy the donuts from the stores because we don't know what's in it. We don't know if it has dairy or not, and since we're plant-based, we'd rather just make it at home so we can control everything that goes into it. So today I'm going to show you how to make something that we've been making, and it's been so delicious. Let's go. So today I'm joined by Mercy and Israel, and today we're going to be making some donuts at home. It's going to be a very simple recipe. We're going to use our tried and true trusted bread dough recipe, essentially. You can definitely not measure it. We usually don't like to measure it. We've been making bread ourselves at home for quite some time now. But if you want the full written recipe, I will have it in the description so you can make it yourself at home. Let's go over the ingredients because it's very, very simple. We have some coconut sugar. We just use some organic coconut sugar. It will make your dough a little bit brown, but it's not that big of a deal for us. We also got some active dried yeast. We have some water. We have some all-purpose flour, organic, unbleached we like to go for, and salt. Typically when you're making a yeast dough, you should use warm water, but I found a way to make it without warm water because I don't like to burn water. I don't like to boil water, not burn water. I don't like to boil water and then have to cool it down, like mix and match. And we don't have like a microwave or anything at home, so I found a way to just do it like this. So we've got 3 cups of water going in. You're gonna sprinkle about 2 teaspoons or so, maybe even less. We're just gonna sprinkle it into our water. So I have here, this is half a teaspoon. We got 2 teaspoons of salt going in. Half a cup of sugar going in. And then get a fork or something to mix it up. Isaiah lost his tooth. You want to show everybody? Jeez! Isaiah was scootering and he was going up a ramp. He hit his tooth on the bars and one of his teeth fell out. Luckily, it's one of them that have not fallen out yet. He's not lost his upper front teeth, so we're glad that it wasn't something that was already lost. So that's good. You can see that the coconut sugar did make it a little bit brown, but that is okay. Bless you. Okay.
Mercy. That was like
Put it in.
1 cup and a quarter.
1.
Cup 4.
What is that?
That's 3. 4.
Do you have a stirrer?
No,
Which?
not yet.
You can see there's so much liquid still. Keep going.
Yeah. Kind of added 6.5.
So you can definitely use a dough hook. You could use a standing mixer if you want to. We're just using a spoon because we're going to show you how it can be done without any fancy equipment.
Dough hook is fancy.
Mama,
Dough hook
we added
yeah, we
5.5.
6.5.
6.5
6.5?
Yeah,
on accident.
We put about 7 cups of flour in here.
A little bit
I
more.
would suggest just because every recipe is different, right? So you want to make sure that your measurements are going to be, you know, suited to your climate. Sometimes you may need more flour, sometimes you may need less. So I would start off with about 6.5 cups of flour and then go from there. As you can see, the flour or the dough is kind of shaggy like this. We're going to start kneading with our hands a little bit just to incorporate the flour. So start incorporating it. Fold, fold, fold.
Angel, you go like this. Look, Angel, look. Angel, look. Let me show you.
Excuse me.
Look.
Like that. See? Professional coming. Look at her.
Crazy.
Exactly. Good job, Mercy.
We don't have to put this in the oven.
Why? It's
Last
not
time you
warm.
didn't do it.
Yes, she did.
You want to make sure that you
Once.
pick up all the sides. And it's starting to get more incorporated and less shaggy. You see? It's getting more smooth, right?
That's shaggy.
Like it's all over the place.
Mom,
About a minute or so of kneading, really it didn't take a lot. You can see that the flour is starting to incorporate into this piece of dough. We're gonna continue to do it until it's nice and smooth, probably another minute or so. Mercy, come take over. First, do you wanna do it? Okay, come on, go wash your hands then. Everyone can do some.
No, you don't get me, right? Stop. There's only me.
Mercy is pro.
Still a little
Look at
shaggy.
her. Good job, Mercy. If you need more flour, here, you can add a little bit. We just don't want it to stick, but we don't want it to be too much, okay?
Okay.
Grace is now, it's her turn. Everyone's taking turns to knead this dough, about a minute each. We don't want too much flour.
I don't like this.
Let's talk about proofing this dough. So this dough needs to sit for a little bit in a warm place to proof. We have a warm setting in our oven. If you don't have a warm setting, you can just put the light on and leave it in there, cover it, and then just leave it in there. I'm going to drizzle a little bit of oil onto our dough, get it nicely mixed. I like to just toss about
Still eat that one.
You wouldn't let me.
2 teaspoons or so of oil.
Oil?
We're going to sort of
You don't know.
toss it in the oil so this ball doesn't stick.
I'm mad at you.
You can even knead the oil in here as well.
I'm mad at you. What did this look like?
You can see this is what the dough looks like. It's still a little bit shaggy, but it's coming together into a ball, and it's starting to become nice and smooth. So now we just
That's
need to
hard.
allow the flour to absorb all of the liquids while it sits and rests.
Can I?
So yeah, make it into a ball, put it back. We're gonna cover it and then put it in the oven, okay? To on warm or with the light on. Off, the oven should not be on. You should just have a warm setting or with the light on.
Do the getting the ball.
Sure. So I'm gonna let the dough proof for about 45 minutes or so. We will check up on it. So let me set a timer off of 45 minutes. Now, if you need to, you should definitely let the dough kind of double up in size. It needs to be able to absorb all that liquid and then just double up in size. So however long it takes, it could be different in your situation, in your kitchen. So as long as it's doubled in size, that's what you want. So let it proof for at least doubled in size. Our dough has been proofing for about 45 minutes. It has definitely doubled in size. Everyone wants to smush it.
So satisfying.
I know it's very satisfying, but just wait. So it is nice and poofy. We're going to deflate this. We're going to use a chopping board. Now you can definitely use some oil in here, or if you are okay with it, we can just add some flour. So let's just put some flour on here, okay? Let's talk about the oil and the pot sizes. So if you're doing a large batch of donuts, I would recommend a bigger pot, but you're gonna have to use a lot of oil. Since we're doing a smaller amount, we are going to use something like this, or you could use like maybe just a little bit larger, but with high sides, because we don't want to use a ton of oil. Another option of pot is something like this. It's kind of small, like you could just kind of tell. And then it has about 2 inches of height in it. You kind of want something like small like this because of the height. The height is perfect, and we're not going to use too much oil. So that's another option. We have the pot starting to warm up, so I have the setting to about a 6 level in an overall 10, so 6 out of 10. It's definitely different on your stove, so it's about a 6 medium high heat roughly, and I'm just gonna let that warm while we work on the dough. It works, it's so easy and so quick, so let me get back to the dough. Alrighty guys, we are gonna work in small batches because our board is only big enough for small batches. You can definitely use your whole countertop as well if you want to, but we're just gonna put it onto our boards. So no, you're gonna use a board, please.
I will use my hands. Give me a rolling pin.
You're not cooking, right?
You don't have to use a rolling pin if you don't want to. You can just kind of spread it out just like that. So generally you can definitely use like a punch, like a donut punch, but we don't have that. I have been just cutting it into slices. Like this was really inspired by a Taiwanese breakfast item called youtiao, and really you can eat it for like supper as well, but it's a long dough piece. I will have a video, I will have a picture of it, but basically it's like a fried piece of dough that's long, and I was inspired by that, and I figured we would just make donuts in that shape, but you could use whatever shape that you want. Have fun with it. If you're cooking with the kids or grandkids, we encourage you to just have them kind of do their own thing, and all you have to do is just fry it out. So we don't want to roll the dough too thin. We want it to be kind of poofy still. So yeah, roll it a little bit more, Isaiah. Like this is fine. Yeah, a little bit more.
You don't have to do it one way, guys.
Because it's going to rise. So we're gonna just put it on here to let it kind of poof up a little bit. So using Isaiah's dough as an example, I'm gonna kind of make it kind of like this. It is about maybe a quarter, maybe half an inch. And I was just slicing it, so
Stop, Mom. No.
like this.
Let me.
And then we just fry it up like this. It actually turns out pretty good. That you do like the coating with the sugar when it is nice and hot. Like just once you take it out of the pot, you want to make sure you just dunk it into a bowl or a plate of coconut sugar. That way the oil kind of helps it bind, like it helps the sugar kind of stick to the donut, and also the heat helps with sticking that sugar onto the donut too, making it really, really delicious.
Why do
We're
I have
gonna
to have
have
this all?
Emmanuel taste test the very first one. Let me know what you think. Maybe hot. How is it? Is it nice and fluffy on the inside? Let me see. Oh, yeah. It's pretty good. Is it sweet enough? It's perfect? It's delicious? Cool. I kind of let the kids and kind of just do their thing and see what they made. Let me show you what they made for donut. What kind of shapes did you guys make, huh? Isaiah's eating one already. Oh, okay. You guys made some regular donuts.
I made one.
Cool. Look at the size of this donut. This may be a bit too big, but we had to cook it, so. But yeah, I would suggest making it a little bit smaller, you guys. I also want to mention, since we're doing it with coconut sugar, like in terms of coating the donut with coconut sugar, it has sort of it's a different type of sugary taste. So if you've never tried coconut sugar before, I would recommend just tasting it a little bit. By a little bit, it's kind of got that molasses-y type of taste, but it's more rich. It's definitely not like the regular caster sugar. So I just want to make sure that you are aware. Is it good? Let me me taste one.
It tastes delicious.
It tastes delicious.
Ten out of 10.
10 out of 10?
Yeah, 10 out of 10.
So,
Really?
out of a billion.
Wait, that's not good. Out of a billion, it's only 10 out of 10, Mercy?
No, out of a billion.
Oh.
Billion out of a billion. I rate infinity out of 10. Well,
Break it up.
Mom, Grace made
It's
it.
nice and fluffy. Oh,
nice
yeah.
and chewy.
Yep.
Look, Mom.
Here is a big question. Could you bake this? I'm pretty sure you could bake this. I would recommend just painting or putting some oil on tops of the donuts before you bake them. I would bake them at about 400 degrees for about 15-20 minutes or so and just check up on it. If it is nice and hollow, it's ready and you can just coat it with your sugar. Make sure if you are frying it though, make sure that the temperature is not too high because you don't want to overcook the outside without cooking the inside. So these are some tips for you if you are gonna make this yourself. This was a requested recipe today because they absolutely love the donuts that I made this weekend. So if you are interested, like I said, we have the recipe in the description. This is definitely much less sugary and sweet as a regular donut. So if you're okay with that, this would be the perfect treat for you and your family. We hope that you make this. If you're new, we would love for you to subscribe and we will see you on the next video. Bye everybody.
Bye, everybody.